Comic book people out there, Civil War II issue number 1 has come out from Marvel Comics. I'm going to be giving some major spoilers because I'm not going to be able to talk about some of the details that were put into this without talking about the story itself. So you have been warned, just letting you know now. This story was written by Brian Michael Bendis and it was illustrated by David Marquez. First, I wanted to let you know that there are 15 variant covers for this first issue. I think that's going a little bit overboard, but hey, you know what? Some people really get into it, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. But anyways, let's go ahead and go into the story. We start out where the Avengers and some other superheroes are taking on a huge cosmic threat where some Celestials are about to destroy the Earth. But luckily, they were forewarned about this beforehand, and the Mystics of Earth were able to use a spell and use their powers combined together and repel them. But the focus of this is a new Inhuman by the name of Ulysses. Ulysses has the ability to see the future. This is where the rift is going to be coming in between Captain Marvel and Iron Man. The morality debate is that Captain Marvel wants to use Ulysses' ability to stop bad things from happening in the future. Iron Man, on the other hand, is saying that how do we know these bad things are going to actually happen if they're stopped beforehand? Or if these bad things would have even happened at all if Ulysses' abilities are true. And something bad does happen. Ulysses foretells that Thanos is coming to Earth, so Captain Marvel and her team go to take him on beforehand. Thanos is able to be stopped, but unfortunately there's two different deaths that take place. Usually whenever some type of big epic event like this happens, one person will die, but now we have two different people dying in the very first issue. War Machine dies in a flashback panel, while She-Hulk dies seemingly at the very end of this issue in an emergency room. Although, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't She-Hulk have a healing ability similar to the Hulk's, where she heals very fast? I thought that was the case, although for this storyline, I guess we're supposed to ignore that. But regardless of that, Tony Stark is now really pissed off. His best friend was killed off after he warned about using this Inhuman's abilities. This first issue was really setting the stage for what's going to be happening as the story unfolds. Really was not expecting two different characters to die off right at the very beginning. Although I am wondering if both characters will be killed off permanently or if maybe something else is going to be happening later on. There are a lot of tie-ins for other issues that are going to be coming out from other stories just to give insight as to what's happening to some of these other characters that are participating in the main story. I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing so far. This should be a pretty epic storyline over the summertime. I really hope they don't drag it out like they did with Secret Wars, where it felt like the storyline was never going to end. And that storyline was really confusing. This one, on the other hand, is very straightforward. A lot of miscellaneous characters showed up in this first issue, but it was established that Captain Marvel and Iron Man are going to be the two leading forces. All of the other miscellaneous characters are going to be choosing their sides. From the cover art for an issue coming out, it looks as though Captain America is going to be on Captain Marvel's side. We all know what's going on with Captain America. Whether or not his storyline and where his affiliations truly are going to be a part of this story, we don't know yet. The artwork in this was great. David Marquez is an awesome artist. I'm really happy that he's going to be the one that's going to be penning for this series. So that's my thoughts on this first issue. I'm really happy with it. I'm really liking the direction they're going. I'm really excited to see where they're going to be taking everything. In the previous Civil War story, we had a lot of different turns with different characters going from one side to another, and then bringing in other characters who we weren't expecting to be part of it. So I don't know what's going to be happening with this one, but I'm very excited to find out. But that's it for now. Thank you guys for joining me in this comic book review. Be sure to check out my Patreon site, my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I sometimes forget how geeky I can really be. I have this friend who went to go see the Captain America Civil War movie. She'd never seen the previous Captain America movies, and she never saw the previews for this one. She thought that going in that she was going to be watching Captain America in the Civil War, meaning it was going to be in the 1800s. She didn't really know who Captain America was. She thought this was some sort of soldier that was having a movie based on him back in the 1800s. I sometimes forget that some people out there don't follow comic books and comic book related stuff as much as I do.